Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today we're going over the menu for the Pormido Video Mirror Dashcam. So today I'm going to show you how to get into the menu and how to change each of the settings of the menu. And then we'll go over the icons. And stay tuned to the end where I'm going to show you some driving footage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the menu. I'm going to show you some of the icons on there and what they represent. All right, so the first thing we want to do, of course, is start the vehicle. All right, and you see the logo popping on. And right now it's set to English. And we're going to go ahead and continue with that by pressing that. Now the next thing it's asking you for is time zone. Is it plus 5 hours, 6, 7, or 8? But right now we're going to leave it alone because if we need to adjust this, we could do it in the settings. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. Right now the frequency is set to 50. Now we do live in the US, so we want to set this to 60 Hertz. And we're going to hit next. And here again, we live in the US, so it's miles per hour, not kilometers per hour. We're going to hit next, right? And now it pops up to the screen. And the message now says the SD card system format does not meet the requirements. Format it with the question mark, and we're going to hit yes. Let's go ahead and format. Formatting, please wait. And it says format complete. Now if we take a look around the dash cam, we'll start from the right. The first thing on the right you see is the time, which is 7:47, which really is 6:47, but we're going to adjust that later in the settings. The next thing is the date underneath there, which is 22/05/26 and Thursday, which indicates May 26, 2022, Thursday. Underneath there, all right, now it has the red blinking light again. It's indicating that the dash cam is recording. To the right of that is a micro SD card, which is highlighted in white. Now, if there was no SD card in there, it will not be highlighted in white. It will just be outlined. Now, to the right of that one is the microphone, which means that the audio is on inside the car. The next one to that is your GPS. To the right of that is your volume. And that is pretty much the beeps and the sounds it makes when it turns off or when you're changing the menu. Okay, we're going to go to the left side. I know there's a lot of glare, but I'm trying to block some. Now, right here you have the GPS symbol, which is indicating with the symbol to the right of N representing north. And to the right of that is miles per hour. Now, when we were driving, it will be 5, 10, 15, whatever you're driving, miles per hour. So this is your GPS information. This is the only button the dashcam has. Everything else is touchscreen. So if we touch the screen, you get a sub-menu pop up, and then you get the brightness adjustments. So we click on that. And on the brightness, we're going to go to the left to darken it. And you can see how it pretty much darkened. Now we're going to go ahead and click the screen again. And we're going to move it all the way to the right. And you can see how it got brighter. We're going to go ahead and just move it to the middle where it was at. But really, I like the brightness. We're going to go ahead and keep it all the way bright. Okay. And again, you see the sub-menu in the bottom. Now to get to that sub-menu, you press on it, and then it has some icons on the bottom. This one's setting. The first one is setting. This is your video playback. The next one is indicating to record, to stop or start recording. And the next one is a zigzag, which is your screen and how you want your screen. And the next one is to take a picture. And then last one is the emergency lock. You can press that and it'll lock that current video. Now let's go over and see each one what it does. Now the first one right here is the settings. And that one pretty much takes you to all the menu, in which we're going to get through that in just a moment. All right, we're going to get out of that. And we're going to press the screen to get to the sub menu, and then this one is your playback button. And now you can see it moving, and then now it's back right here. Now right now it's showing the front dash cam. Right here you can see the picture not straight. And the reason is because I'm videotaping this dash cam and I need it a certain way. I needed a certain angle to record the menu right. But we're going to start with the left side. All right, this first symbol has a video camera with a circle inside of it, which you can't really see that well. But that one is your loop recording. The one underneath the video camera with the lock symbol is your emergency lock files, or your lock files. Underneath that one is your photo playback, which is all your photos that you've taken from the dash cam. To the right of that, you have all your video files, and this is from your loop recording. And then the next one, which doesn't have anything, is your lock files. And then here are your photos, which there's no photos. And I'm pressing the buttons on the left, just what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going back to loop recording. These file names end with a .ts. And before the dot is the FTS. And you notice they all have that. Now, on the right side still, you'll see the car icon with the headlights on. Now you press that and the tail lights come on. Now what this does shows you the rear camera, the tail lights, and the front one shows you the front angles. Now let me turn this camera so you can see this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the tail lights on by pressing the icon, and you can see now there's a house behind there, and with this showing the rear camera. I'm going to press it again, and the headlights turn on, and that's your front view. I'm going to push it back again for the rear view. Now I want you to notice this. Now you notice all the extensions now end with RTS. So these are your rear files, and the one with the F's are your front files. Now underneath the car is the select all, and you can see all the blue lights turn on, which indicating it's selecting them all. All right, so we're going to deselect them all, and then we're only going to choose one. We're going to choose this one right here, and you can see how it's highlighted. What we're going to do now is we're going to hit delete, which is the bottom one, and it says delete this video or not. And we're going to hit OK. All right, and you notice that file number is now gone. Now you notice when I went to the emergency lock, there was nothing, and in the photos, there wasn't anything either. Now we're going to go back to the loop recordings. Now we're going to select one, all right? We're going to select this one here, and it's playing. You can see how it's playing, and it's only like 6 seconds long. And to the right of that time is a lock symbol, okay? Because right now, these files are your loop recordings. These are not lock files. So if you press that icon, and now if you hit the emergency files, there's one in there now. That's the one we just put in there. And now if you see that, because this is a lock file, that icon has changed to an unlock. So if you don't want this in your lock files, you could just simply press unlock. And there you go. And the screen's blank because there's no emergency lock files. There's no lock files in it. So let's go back to loop recording. And all our files are back. So that's what all these buttons represent. Now we haven't gone through the photo ones, which we're going to do that in just a minute. All right, so let's get out of this since we went over the menu here. And we press the screen, and then we're going to press the sub menu, and which the next one now is to record. Now you notice the blinking light on the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the screen, then we're going to press the record button, and you notice over here where the red button turned into a white, and it's the stop button. So that means the recording is off. It's not recording. So we touch the screen, and we press the record button again, and then now we see how it turned into red, which is a red blinking light indicating it's recording. All right, we're going to press the screen again, and then the next one is the screen type. And here you can see the video is side by side. What I like about this dash cam is when you put the videos side by side, they are not distorted. Other dash cams, because they have such a small screen, when you put them side by side, they're very distorted. To change the screen view, just simply slide your finger to the right, and then you see the front camera. Slide it to the right, and here you have the back. Slide it to the right again, side by side, front and back. And this is where we want it on. All right, we're going to press the screen, and that's what the icon's about. Now, the next one you see is a camera. Now, this is where you could take a photo. So if you're driving, you see something you want to take a photo of, just press the screen and then press the photo. All right. All right, so you can see it taking pictures. Now, what you can also do is press the screen, and rather than moving your finger to the right, simply just press the icon and it changes it. There you go. All right, so we took the pictures. I'm going to touch the screen and we're going to go back to playback mode. All right, now we're going to hit photos. The file name on the top right, you see 080112R, and it says JPEG, JPG. Now you notice it's going on the rear view. Again, the tail lights are highlighted. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the headlights, and you can see the front view came on. Press the headlights again and the rear view. Press a different one, same thing. Now I know the picture is exactly the same, but the file numbers are different. All right, say we want to delete one. What we could do is hit delete, and then you select the one you want, and then you hit delete again, and then it reads delete this picture or not. We hit OK, and the 8112 is gone. It's not there. Or you want to select them all, and you could either delete them all, and it says delete this picture. We hit yes. So that's pretty much what it does. All right, we have no more pictures, but we've gone over the menu part of this photo mode. All right, let's get back to the main screen. And let's press the screen again. And the next one you have is lock. All right, what I want you to do is pay attention to this red blinking light. Say there's an incident in front of you, and it doesn't happen to you, but you see a car accident in front of you. You could press the screen and then press the lock symbol. And what this is doing is locking the current video, which you see it right here. That yellow light indicates that this is recording a lock file. Now, this lock file will not be deleted or overwritten. And then this video can be used for insurance claims. All right, so let's touch the screen, and we've gone through all the submenus. Now let's get into the menu. Now the first one is storage. Now we click on that one, and you can see what it says. Remaining storage space, 23.3 gigabytes. The video is 5.4 gigabytes used. The image are 12 megabytes used. Other is 1 megabyte. And the capacity together was 28.8 gigs. Now here again, if you want to format your SD card, you could do this at this time. But we already did this. We have some footage that we might need in the settings. So we're going to go ahead and leave it alone, and we're just going to exit out. The next one down is resolution. And right here you can see 4K, 2.5K, or 1080p. Well, I want to set this to the highest, so we're going to leave it on 4K. Next one is loop time, which is pretty much your loop recording. You can set this to 1 minute, 3 minute, or 5 minutes loop recording. Now, I like to set mine to the highest one. And the reason is if I need to review a file, well, if I have it on set to 5 minutes, then I'm only going to be looking at 12 videos for a 1 hour time span. Now, you have to be careful with loop recording, because loop recording goes hand in hand with your G-Sensor, and we'll get to that soon. Because if you have too many locked files, well, you're not going to have enough room for your loop recordings. And when you set your G-Sensor, you have to go back 1 month later and review your footage. Because you have to see if you have too many locked files. Too many locked files means you have less room for loop recordings. Now, if you need more information on loop recording, I'll put a link on the top right for you. But let's move on. The next one you have is sound record. And you can set this to off or on. And right now we have it on off. Now I want to show you something what just happened. Now right now it's on off, and you notice on the microphone now it has a line through it, which indicating that the recording is off. Now what this sound record is everything recorded in your cabin. Now say you do want everything recorded in your cabin, Then you press the button to turn on, and you notice that the line through the microphone is gone, indicating that it's recording the cabin. Turn it off if you don't want it, or turn it on if you do. I always like to record the audio, so I'm going to leave this on. All right, we're going to go ahead and scroll up, and the way you move the menu is simply put your finger on there on the screen and just scroll up. And the next one now is GPS display. So what we're going to do is turn this off, because right now it's on. We're going to go back to the main screen. And you notice that all the GPS information that we saw earlier is gone. Go back to the menu. We're going to go back up to GPS display. We're going to turn it back on. Back to the main screen. And it's back on. I'm going to leave it on because I want to see the information on there. Let's get back into it. I'm going to go up. We're going to pass GPS. Now the next one is your G sensor. So what G sensor is, it's called gravity sensor. So if you're driving and you get into collision or somebody hits you, well, it activates the G sensor in the dash camera. And then it'll lock that current video and would not be overridden. Now this video can be used for insurance purposes. I always set mine to medium. Then I go back in 30 days to review the footage. If I have too many locked files, I'll set this to low. Now if you want, you could just set it to low and not worry too much about it, but you still need to go back and review your footage. Because if you live in an area where there's a lot of potholes or speed bumps, or you do a lot of hard braking, well, all those causes the G sensor to be activated. And then it locks all those current files, which means you don't have room for loop recording. As I said, loop recording and G sensor go hand in hand together. But if you need more information on G sensor, I'll put a link on the top right for you. Now the next one under that is your language, in which we've done that in the beginning. You can set this to English, which we did, and we're going to head back out of that one. All right, the next one now is screen off. Now you can set this to off, 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Now, if you set this to 3 minutes, so after you're driving, in 3 minutes, your display turns off. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one off because I do not want this screen to be turned off. All right, we're going to go ahead and move next to volume. You can set this to off, low, medium, or high. Now, for example, let's say we don't want the volume at all. We're going to hit off. Now, if you notice, the volume is off now. It has an X indicating that the volume is off. Now, let's say we set this to low. And there you go. It's back on. You set this to high. The volume's on. So no matter what you set the volume, if you have it on low, medium, or high, then it'll be on. If you turn it off, whoops, sorry. Now, if you set this to off, well, then it turns off. But we're going to go ahead and keep it on middle. Actually, we're going to keep it on high so you can hear the beats as we're going through the video. All right, we're going to get to the next one. We're going to scroll up, and the next one is brightness setting, and it's set to high. This is the same thing that we had it in the middle of the screen when we first turned the dashcam on. You were able to set the brightness from left to right. Now here, you can set it to low, and it does exactly the same thing. You see how it dimmed out? You could put it high where it got brighter. All right, we're going to leave it on high. Now the next thing is default display. We're going to click on that. And here you see front, rear, or split screen. The reason it's set to rear is because this is a rear view mirror dash cam. So it always has to be set on rear. Now if you want it on front all the time, you can leave it on front, or you can leave it on split screen. It's pretty much your preference. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it on rear. I'm going to toggle out of that. Now the next one is reverse line. Okay. We're going to click on that. Well, actually you select off or on. Right now it's set to on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the car in reverse. And you can see the grid lines. So that's what it does. I'm going to go back to park. We're going to get back into the menu. We're going to go back up to reverse line. We're going to turn it off this time. We're going to go back. And then now we're going to put it back on reverse. You can see where there's no grid lines there. We're going to go back. All right. Now we get back into the settings, and we're going to go ahead and turn on those reverse lines back on. Get back up. All right. Put it in reverse, and the grid lines are back. So that's what that one is. Put it back on park, and let's get back into the menu. Now the next one here is mirror rear view. All right, so right now it's set to on. I'm going to go back to the main screen. I want you to pay attention to this vehicle. There's a blue vehicle and there's a truck, which is on my left side. So what we're going to do is get back to the menu. We're going to hit settings. All right, mirror view, we're going to turn it off. We're going to go back. And now you notice the truck and the other truck are on my right side. So that's what it means by mirror. Now, depending on where you install the dash cam, you may need this function. All right, so we're going to go back to the main screen, and we're going to go back into it, and we're going to turn it back on. That way, if I'm looking to the rear view mirror or backing up, the vehicle is in the right place. All right, so let's get back into it. Let's move it up. Now the next one is flip. Right now it's set to off. So what we're going to do is turn this on now. I want you to see if you notice anything. I'm sure you do. You notice the house is upside down. So that's what it means by flip. So this is what I like about this vehicle. No matter what you're doing, you could do all the changes straight off the dash cam. You don't have to get off and adjust anything. You do it all from the dash cam. Now let's go back into it. And let's go back, and what we're going to do now is turn it back on. Turn it back off. And there you go. Now what I like about this dash cam also, if you need to see more of the top or the bottom, depending on how you install the dash cam, hold down the screen and then simply just move the screen up or down, and that's how you get to the adjustment. This is the same thing for the reverse. When you put it on reverse, if you need to look more higher, then you just simply move the screen, and that's pretty much how you do it. So that's pretty neat about this dash cam. You do all the settings here, not at the rear camera. Let's get into the menu. Okay, the next thing we're going to have is date and time. So we're going to press on the date and time, and then I'm going to move the camera to the right, so you can see exactly what's going on. Now here we could put GPS could automatically set the time by itself. Just make sure it's highlighted here, and it will set the clock automatically. Now if you don't want to do that, you could just simply press that button to turn it off, and then the next field will be date and time comes out. And then what you want to do is press on that, and then it'll give you the next menu of how to change the date and time. Now right now you see the year 2022, and you can see how it's yellow highlighted. Now we go to the month, we press on that, and you see it's yellow highlighted, and then from here you could scroll up or down to change the month or the date, whatever you need to do. So we're in July, so we're July 26th is right. Now you can see the hour is 18, which means that is PM. And then you got the minute and second. So whatever you need to change, just press on it and it'll turn yellow, and then go up or down to change it. But right now the year is okay, so we're going to hit OK. Now let's say for example you like the 24-hour time. All you have to do is click on that, and you can see how it changes to 1847. So that is the 24-hour clock. Sound like military time. That's pretty much it, 1800 hours. All right, and then you could select the time zone, and you could change it from here, whatever you like. I'm just going to leave it where it's at, where it's defaulted at, and just stay from there. All right, I'm going to get out of that. And let's hit one more time. Well, let's just see if there's anything else. Okay, that's it. And let's get back to where we were at. And the next one is GPS information. We're going to click on that. and it pretty much gives you all the right here, all the coordinations and so forth. And it gives you your longitude and latitude here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it everything the way it is. And then right here you got your speed unit, where you could have it on kilometers or miles per hour. Now right now it's on miles per hour. What we're going to do is click kilometers. All right, we're going to exit out of there, and then on the right you can see where it has kilometers. What we're going to do is change it. I'm going to leave the camera where it's at, because I'm just going to change it from here. And go back up to speed units, switch it to miles per hour, get back, and you can see it already changed there. It's under miles per hour. Okay, so what we're going to do is just get back out of there. We're going to hit the settings. But I want to do is go back and the date and time, turn off the 24-hour clock, because I saw it's still on 18. Get out of that. Go all the way back up, and the next one is factory settings. If you want to do that, confirm the factory setting means setting it back the way you got it in without any of your changes. But I don't want to do that since we just changed everything, so we're going to go ahead and hit cancel. And the next one is about your version of what it is, the model number and the version. That's pretty where it's at there. And for the most part, that is it for the menu. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take it on a test run. Going to reverse out. You see the grid lines. Now, just because you have this rear camera doesn't mean you stop looking back physically. You still got to do that. All right, I'm going to put it on drive, and we're going to start driving. Now, say I want more of the floor, I could just simply push that up. But I'm pretty much going to leave it at the default settings it's at. If I need to adjust it, I could just do it all from here. I'm going to go ahead and lower the brightness. Okay. Now, no matter how the dash cam is set on the rear view mirror, because you need to adjust it for the front, it's not going to affect anything in the rear camera. Now I want you to notice also, which I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'm going to focus the camera on the miles per hour. And you can see it changing on there. Now the screen is much clearer. The screen is much clearer than it is on the actual footage right now. It's because there's a lot of sun glare right here. And this dash cam also comes with some sunscreens on there where you can put that to eliminate the brightness. All right, you can see we're 17 miles an hour, 23, 26, so you can see the GPS working. All right. We have gone through all the menu, we've gone through the icons, we've gone to the playback mode, and we took it on a test run. We tested the grid lines. This was an easy, straightforward menu. And you rarely get that with other dash cams, because there's so many buttons that you have to press a button to go left or right, up or down to select OK. This one's a touchscreen, which made it so much easier. What did you think? Was this video helpful for you? If it was, give me that thumbs up. You know, I appreciate that from you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications for all upcoming videos. If you are interested in any of these products, I'll list links in the description down below. If you have any questions or comments about this dash cam or other products I have, leave them in the comments section down below and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe!